They say technology is here to make life easier, that algorithms are neutral, that artificial intelligence only does what it's told. But that's not what it feels like, not when you're a creator staring at a screen that says your video has been taken down, your channel restricted, your voice silenced, and no human looked at it. No one listened to what you had to say. No one even bothered to ask. It was the AI, and that's all they'll tell you. Just 3 words. It was automated. Like that somehow makes it okay. What we're dealing with now isn't just about broken rules or misunderstood policies. It's about a system that has replaced understanding with calculation. It's about an algorithm deciding what deserves to be seen and what should disappear into the void. You can pour your heart into something, spend hours scripting, editing, fine-tuning every second, only for a bot to flag it within seconds, and once it does, everything changes, your reach vanishes, your monetization is cut. Your audience stops seeing you, not because you did something wrong, but because a machine guessed that maybe you might have, and that's the terrifying part. It doesn't have to be definite. It doesn't need proof. The AI works on probabilities, not truth. It doesn't care if your context is unique or your story powerful. It's just scanning patterns, keywords, thumbnails, background music, speech patterns. Did you say something that sounds like something someone once got banned for? That's enough. Did your voice echo in a way the bot didn't like? Too bad. It's flagged now. You're guilty until proven innocent, if you ever get the chance to prove anything at all, because what follows next is silence. You click appeal, hoping, praying that someone on the other side will actually look. But what you get, more often than not, is nothing. Maybe a generic message, maybe just a denial without explanation. Maybe, if you're lucky, restoration days or weeks later, when the damage has already been done, the views are lost, the momentum is broken, the trust with your audience shaken. There's a special kind of pain that comes from being misunderstood by a human. But there's something colder, more brutal, when it's a machine doing it, because machines don't feel, they don't care. They don't understand the nuance of your culture, the pain in your words, the art in your delivery. And yet they're being trusted with everything. They're judging poets, comedians, educators, storytellers, revolutionaries, and making decisions that affect our futures. This isn't moderation. This is erasure. And worse than that, it's erasure without explanation. You can't improve, you can't adapt, because you don't even know what you did. You're forced to play a guessing game. Trim a few seconds here, remove that title, blur your own face, avoid entire topics you once spoke boldly about. And in doing so, you chip away at what made you original in the first place. They keep telling us, create more content. But they don't tell us what kind of content is actually safe, because the rules change. Because the AI learns the wrong things. Because one day a word is fine, and the next it's forbidden. Because today your voice is welcomed, and tomorrow it's flagged as a threat. And behind it all, there's no accountability. When AI messes up, no one is fired, no one apologizes, no one takes the hit. It's always written off as just the system. But that system is built by people, maintained by people, and protected by platforms that act like they're powerless to intervene, until a big enough scandal forces their hand. So where does that leave us, creators who just wanted to tell stories to help people, to express truth in a world full of noise? We're caught in a battle we didn't sign up for, not against trolls or haters, but against the very technology that was supposed to support us. We're building dreams on platforms that are managed by ghosts. We are real people, punished by lines of code that don't even know our names. This is deeper than just losing revenue. This is about losing connection. It's about seeing your audience fade away because your content is no longer being recommended. It's about waking up to a notice that says your video was taken down while you were sleeping. It's about trying to create light and having the darkness of automation shut it down without cause, without trial, without remorse. And every time this happens, something shifts. You lose a little more faith. You start self-censoring. You wonder if it's even worth it. And that is exactly how creativity dies. Not all at once, but slowly, silently. smothered by policies written in machine logic. What we're watching is the rise of automated judgment, a cold, emotionless gatekeeper that has more power than it ever should have. It was supposed to be a tool. It was supposed to help filter chaos, but it's not a filter anymore. It's a wall between the creator and the audience, a wall between the message and the world. But let me tell you this, walls don't last forever. The more they silence us, the louder we become. The more they erase us, the more reasons we have to rise. The algorithm might run the platform, but it does not run the soul of the creator. That belongs to us, and we're not going anywhere. Once upon a time, YouTube was the wild frontier of the internet, a place where anyone with a camera, a voice, and something to say could be heard. It didn't matter where you came from, what gear you had, or how polished your production was. All that mattered was truth, passion, and presence. It gave everyday people a shot at building something, a chance to be more than a consumer, a chance to be seen. It was a platform of the people, by the people, for the people. But now it feels like that dream is fading, and the worst part is the platform seems okay with it. We aren't just talking about glitches or occasional mistakes. This is deeper, this is structural. AI makes the strike. AI buries the video, AI limits your reach. But when you turn to the platform, when you expect someone, anyone to help, to explain, to defend you, you're met with silence, or worse, a robotic response that reads like a template. We reviewed your content and found it violated our guidelines. No timestamp, no details, no human behind the message, just a digital shrug. YouTube knows what's happening. They know creators are being hit with false flags. They know the system gets it wrong, and yet they let it happen again and again, because for them this isn't personal, but for us it is everything. This is our work, our income, our passion, our voice. And when it's erased by a machine, we expect the platform that promised us opportunity to at least show up and fight for us. But too often it doesn't. It sides with silence. We built this platform. Creators turned YouTube from a website into a movement. We made it what it is, not with algorithms, but with ideas, with stories, with risk, with authenticity. But now we're treated like disposable assets. When something goes wrong, they don't ask what you meant, they just pull the trigger. And if you try to push back, if you ask for fairness, they act like your voice is a burden. You're just a number in their system, a channel ID, a case file. There's something painfully ironic about it all. The platform that once championed freedom of expression is now run by systems that actively suppress it, and the people who could intervene, the ones behind the scenes, either can't or won't. Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they're told to trust the machine. Maybe they think silence is safer than confrontation. But we see it for what it is, abandonment. They say they care about creators, but where is that care when your livelihood is stripped without warning? When your video is removed over a false flag and no one bothers to check? When you follow every rule, every guideline, and still get punished because a system misread your tone, your title, your thumbnail? Where is the justice in that? Where is the support? And it's not just about one mistake, it's the pattern. It's the feeling that you're walking a tightrope with no safety net. One wrong word, one misinterpreted clip, one false copyright claim, and everything you've built can vanish. And the worst part is, there's no one to talk to. You can't call anyone. You can't sit across from a real person and explain. You're left screaming into a void, hoping someone somewhere hears you. This isn't how it should be. Platforms should protect the people who built them. They should stand with their creators, not just the top 1%, not just the brand, friendly faces, but every voice that dares to speak, every person trying to grow something real. Every creator brave enough to be themselves in a world that constantly tries to make them conform. We don't expect perfection. We know mistakes happen, but we expect responsibility. We expect empathy. We expect that when things go wrong, there is someone who cares enough to make it right. Not just a form, not just a bot, but a human, because that's what we are, human. And let's be clear, we're not asking for special treatment. We're asking for fair treatment, for context, for clarity, for the basic respect of being heard, the kind of respect you'd give to anyone who's invested time, energy, and emotion into building something on your platform. The kind of respect that recognizes we are more than content machines. We are people, but right now, YouTube is letting the machine run the show, letting I decide who succeeds and who gets silenced. And when those decisions break things, when they ruin trust, destroy channels, or kill creativity, the platform just looks the other way. No apology, no accountability, just silence, and silence speaks volumes. It says, we don't care. It says, you're replaceable. It says, don't ask questions. But we're not staying silent anymore because we remember what this platform was meant to be. We remember the promises, the mission, the potential, and we're not going to sit back while it becomes a cold, soulless system that punishes authenticity and rewards safe, machine-friendly noise. We're going to speak loudly, clearly, creatively, together, because this is bigger than one creator, bigger than one channel. This is about the future of all creators, the right to be seen, the right to be heard, the right to be treated like humans, not data points, the right to grow without fear of being shut down by a bot and left to rot in silence. So if you're listening, YouTube, hear this. We haven't given up on you, but we need you to wake up. We need you to remember why this platform mattered in the first place. And we need you to stop letting the machine silence the very people who made this place what it is. Because we're still here, still creating, still fighting, and we're not going anywhere. There was a time when originality was the most powerful currency on YouTube. If you had something different to say, a unique way to say it, or even a strange editing style that no one else used, the algorithm would reward you for standing out. That was the soul of the platform: raw creativity, authenticity, experimentation. But now, that soul is being smothered under a blanket of AI-driven conformity. Now, the system isn't searching for what's original. It's scanning for what's safe, what's predictable, what fits the mold the machine already understands. This is the brutal irony. We're told to be creative, to innovate, to be ourselves. But if our creativity doesn't fit into a box the AI can process, we get penalized, not directly, not with an open strike or obvious ban, but subtly, algorithmically. Our content doesn't get recommended. Our views plummet. Our subscribers don't get notified, and worst of all, we're left trying to figure out what we did wrong, when in reality, all we did was stay true to ourselves. The machine favors patterns, it likes formats it's seen before, it understands repetition, it promotes what's already been validated by its system. So, if you break the rhythm, if your video structure changes, if your tone is different, if your message challenges the mainstream, the algorithm may not know what to do with you, and instead of taking a chance, it simply pushes you aside. It buries you under layers of recommended content that feels manufactured, curated, and machine-friendly, and that's the real tragedy. We're being trained to conform to AI, not to challenge it. Creators are starting to edit their work not for people, but for algorithms. Thumbnails are chosen based on what the system likes. Titles are structured to please search bots, not real curiosity. Scripts are rewritten to dodge keywords that might trigger a flag. The focus is no longer on connection, it's on survival. When the algorithm becomes the judge of value, creators start second, guessing themselves, is this too risky? Will this get flagged? Should I avoid saying that? Slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to water yourself down. You begin to shrink your voice, and what's left is a version of you that's been stripped of its edge, its rawness, its truth. All to make sure the machine doesn't misunderstand you. And it's not just new creators. This is happening to seasoned veterans, too. People who used to speak freely now censor themselves out of fear. People who built their channels on emotion, boldness, controversy, or vulnerability are backing away from the very things that made them special. Because they've learned that the system doesn't reward depth anymore. It rewards predictability. That's not what this platform was built on. YouTube became a revolution because it allowed creators to break every rule of traditional media. You didn't need a polished look. You didn't need a network. You didn't need to fit a formula. You could be weird, loud, soft, spoken, political, hilarious, quiet, raw, unfiltered, and people would still find you. They would connect with you, but now you can do everything right and still get shut down, not because the people rejected you, but because the machine didn't recognize you. It's a strange kind of oppression, one that doesn't scream or slam the door in your face. Instead, it slowly erases you. Your video doesn't appear in search. Your upload doesn't hit the homepage. Your notifications go missing. The silence becomes deafening, and it makes you question whether your content has any value at all. But here's the truth: it does. Your originality matters. Your voice matters. Your style, your message, your story. They matter. They just don't fit the template the AI has been trained to promote, and that's the problem. The system isn't built to understand nuance. It's built to optimize what already works, which means anything new, different, emotional, or unpredictable becomes a risk, and risks don't trend. So what do? Do we keep shaping ourselves to please the algorithm? Do we keep cutting the corners off our creativity to make it fit inside a machine-approved square? Do we keep silencing parts of ourselves just so we don't get flagged, demonetized, or buried? No, we fight back. We fight by refusing to become clones of each other. We fight by doubling down on the things that make our content real. We fight by creating from the heart, even when the machine doesn't get it. Because real people get it. Real viewers still crave authenticity. They're tired of recycled formats and generic edits. They want something that makes them feel again, and that's where the algorithm will never win, because it can't feel. It can't cry. It can't laugh from the gut. It can't be inspired, but you can. And when your work reaches someone, really reaches them, that moment can't be replaced. Not by a thumbnail, not by a keyword, not by a trend. It's real and it's lasting. We don't create for machines. We create for people, and the more we allow the machine to dictate what's worthy, the more we lose what made this platform beautiful in the first place. So don't let the system shrink you. Don't let the fear of being misunderstood by an algorithm keep you from being fully, unapologetically yourself, because in a world ruled by AI, your humanity is your greatest rebellion. They think we'll go quietly, that we'll get tired, give up, shrink ourselves down to fit inside the safe little box they've built. They think if they keep the pressure on long enough, if they silence just enough voices, demonetize just enough channels, shut down just enough streams of income, then the rest of us will fall in line. But they don't understand the spirit of a creator. They don't understand that for us, this isn't just content. It's not just views and subscribers and click-through rates. This is our identity, our passion. Our fight, and we're not backing down. Every time the algorithm buries a video unfairly, every time a strike is handed out without context, every time someone pours their heart into a message only to have it erased by a machine, it lights a fire. A fire that burns quietly at first, but one spark becomes two. One voice becomes many, and what started as frustration becomes something much bigger. It becomes purpose. This isn't just about AI anymore. This is about a system that has forgotten the human beings behind the screens. It's about a platform that used to celebrate originality, now trying to flatten everyone into the same predictable formula. It's about creators who built entire communities now being pushed to the sidelines by robots that think they know what safe looks like. But here's the truth: safe doesn't change the world. Safe doesn't speak for the unheard. Safe doesn't start revolutions. We do. We're not afraid of automation. We're not afraid of change. We've adapted 1,000 times over, learned new tools, new trends, new formats. We've stayed up through the night editing videos no one guaranteed would be seen. We've poured emotion into content we knew might never be rewarded, and yet we kept showing up. That kind of resilience doesn't disappear just because an algorithm says we don't fit. They want creators who won't question, who won't challenge, who will just quietly follow the rules, even when those rules are vague, shifting, and often broken. But that's not who we are. we're artists. We're thinkers, we're leaders, and if they won't protect us, then we'll protect each other. We'll speak louder. We'll build communities that outgrow the control of a single platform. We'll use the very power they're trying to suppress, to create, to connect, and to resist. Because when a platform starts silencing the creators who made it great, it's only a matter of time before the audience starts to notice. The content starts to feel the same. The stories lose their soul. The platform becomes a machine of repetition. Clean, safe, dull. That's not what people come for. People come to feel something, to see truth, to witness vulnerability, to experience the rawness that only a real human being can offer. And that's something no AI can ever replicate. We've been told to follow the rules, but when the rules silence voices unfairly, those rules must be questioned. We've been told it's just the algorithm, but when the algorithm is used as a weapon to control expression, we will push back. Because we are not just creators, we are culture, makers, voices of a generation, truth tellers, fighters, and fighters don't give up because a machine gets confused. You can demonetize our videos, you can limit our reach. You can suppress us in the algorithm, but you cannot silence what we represent. This is about more than a single platform. It's about the right to be heard, the right to speak freely, the right to exist online without needing to please a machine that doesn't even know what we stand for. We're not asking for pity. We're not asking for special treatment. We're demanding respect. We're demanding transparency. We're demanding that platforms be held accountable when they hurt the people who made them powerful. We're demanding a future where creativity isn't filtered through a lifeless system of rules and pattern recognition. A future where creators don't have to choose between their truth and their livelihood. Because if they think we'll go quietly, they haven't been paying attention. We're louder now than we've ever been. We're organizing, we're speaking out, we're building our own ecosystems, outside the algorithm, outside the fear, outside the silence. And we will not stop until this changes. They can control the platform, but they don't control the people. They don't control the passion that wakes us up every morning to write, record, design, and publish something we believe in. They don't control the energy that moves us to connect with strangers through screens. They don't control the power of truth, and that truth will always find a way to rise, so let them watch, let them tighten their rules. Let the AI continue scanning for errors while missing the heart behind the content. Let the system keep trying to predict what's appropriate and brand, safe and optimized. We'll be over here building something real. We're not going anywhere, we're not done creating, we're not done resisting, and we are definitely not done being heard. This is the fight for creative freedom, the fight for expression, the fight for the soul of what it means to be a creator in a world run by code. And we will not be erased by automation. We are more than data, more than thumbnails, more than watch time statistics. We are voices, and we are rising.